Welcome back to yet another episode of Astro Health. We have seen the medical issues of Virgo. Now we would like to know about Libra.
Yeah, of course. Libra, the sun sign, is about those born between the 23rd September
Okay,
and 23rd October.
23rd September and 23rd October.
October, yeah. Libra as a sign is a sign related to balance.
Okay,
The Libra indicates balance. Uh, these individuals born between 23rd September and 23rd October have a sense for justice and fair play.
justice and fair
Fair
play.
play, and they give a lot of importance for justice. And by nature, they try to balance a lot of things.
Yes, yes.
But while doing so, because the owner of the sign is Venus, Shukra, there's always a conflict between material life and social justice,
Okay,
and morals, then ethical values, administration, and politics for that matter. Some of the greatest politicians come from Libra.
okay.
So, owing to that conflict, sometime or the other, they are highly misunderstood by everybody. Those born in Libra are prone to being misunderstood even by their life partners, basically. And they believe in dissecting and dividing everything, distinguishing everything, and then analyzing too much. Life is not about subjecting everything to analysis.
This is rather a negative quality.
I personally don't like to classify qualities into negative or positive.
Okay.
Because nowadays the tendency is people keep talking about negative energy and positive energy. There's no such thing. There's just one energy, that's it. And in astrology, one man's food is another's poison.
Okay.
So, because by nature they have this tendency to analyze too much and then come to a conclusion. And unfortunately, we have another 11 signs in a horoscope, and all these 11 will be running away with something else. So the happiness which is related to a point of time, because you will remember we enjoyed Cadbury chocolates when we were say 10 or 11 years old, or maybe later. But now if somebody gives you a lot of those, you don't relish them any longer. So pleasure, happiness, they're all related to a point of time. And those in Libra sometimes overlook the importance of timely enjoyment, because they weigh other things more than those which are relevant and pertinent to today's times. That is about Librans. And owing to that, they tend to be nervous. And if they carry this tendency of dissection too far, they tend to criticize everybody else. And one striking feature about them is that they try to form an opinion about everything, which is not really necessary in life. Is there a necessity to form an opinion or conclude matters in order to go further? It is somebody else's job. See, in what way is somebody concerned about your opinion? Isn't it? So, the diseases which they usually suffer from are rheumatism,
Rheumatism.
acidity, because they take a
Acidity.
lot of stress into them,
Yes, yes.
and and again diarrhea. And that is mostly because they lack the sodium phosphate, the salt sodium phosphate, which
Okay.
is lacking in them, because the sun sign Libra, they're all born with deficiency of sodium phosphate.
Okay.
So doctors usually suggest natrum phos
Natrum phos.
3x every day, 2
3x.
tablets daily. That does the trick for them. Now that is for those born in Libra. And in fact, this sodium phosphate, natrum phos for that matter, adds to their immunity.
Okay.
And I have seen some cases where the individual started taking life a bit easier than usual after taking natrum phos 3x.
Okay.
That might sound a bit eccentric when I say this, but it is true. See, lack of a salt can make a person nervous. For example, if the brain is not having enough phosphate, the person gets into delirium. So it's the effect of natural salts in a person, of the body-mind system. Now coming back to the anaretic degrees, we were dwelling on anaretic degrees, that is the 29th and 30th degrees of a sign. So we have seen about moon, but today we will see about Mercury, that is Buddha.
Buddha.
Yeah, now what happens is, if Buddha is in an anaretic degree, what is Buddha all about? The way you communicate, the way you receive somebody, or the way you think and act,
Okay.
and the way you negotiate. And in fact, some of the important issues often concern brothers, sisters, and neighbors for that matter. You will see that some people never get along with their neighbors. They are very good, but then simply they just cannot get along with their neighbors. And some people cannot get along with their brothers and sisters. And sometimes the individual doesn't take decisions at the right time. And that is because you see that Mercury, that is Buddha, is placed in the 29th or 30th degree of a sign. And today's world is about communication. And if Mercury is out there, then if the person can't really communicate well, there is trouble. See, you know everything, but you don't know how to communicate. You lag behind. And somebody who doesn't know much, but he believes in communicating, and he has a lot of communication skills with him, he becomes the king at the end of the day. And this man repents. So, communications with friends, in fact, and communicating at the right time, all these are issues related to Mercury, and a lot of that has to do with nerves as well, the nervous system of a person. And Mercury is related to the nervous system. So again, incidentally, we have discussed sodium phosphate. That is one salt which relates to rheumatism. So you have people suffering from rheumatoid arthritis.
Sodium phosphate.
Yeah, so that is what is important. Yeah. So one has to take care of sodium phosphate in the system. Yes. Now,
Many actually have this question.
yeah, of course. Because before going to that, now the astrologer has located Mercury in an anaretic sign.
Okay.
The question is, how does he suggest a remedy? When Mercury is in question, one has to straight away look for Saturn rather, and of course Moon also. So Saturn and Moon, their positions vis-a-vis the position of Mercury, whether Saturn is aspecting Mercury or is associated with Mercury. The good thing about Mercury is not supposed to be alone. He has to be either aspected or associated.
Okay.
Only then he gives a good result. So Mercury being a neutral planet, you need, even a bad association is good for Mercury.
Okay.
You can't leave him alone. So that is how the remedies are to be suggested. And case specific, one has to look at the sign and the house as reckoned from the Lagna, wherein this anaretic placement of Mercury is happening, right? And then he has to look at Saturn and the position of Moon as well. Yeah, yeah. Come to the question.
Is about the planetary combinations which suggest a sincere, loyal, and good life partner. Everybody wants to know about it. The planetary combinations which suggest a loyal, sincere, and good life partner.
So loyal, sincere, and good. Nothing more than that. According to you, that is enough.
That contributes everything, every other.
Yeah, surely. See, of course, earlier, long ago, maybe 30 to 40 years ago, the same question was framed in a different way. Of course, the ladies never asked this question. and the gentleman who asked the question, they framed it this way. They said, whether I will get a wife who would be subservient to me.
Subservient cannot be expected.
No, that's okay. But according to them, if the wife was subservient to the male, that was enough to run a happy married life. That was the belief those days. But true that see, being subservient to somebody is passive acceptance of the situation. Then there is no conflict. But that doesn't mean that it's a happy married life.
Yes.
And today, when this question is asked, yes, of course, the sincerity of purpose, loyalty, and loving and giving nature, and being affectionate, and being concerned about each other. These are the good parameters, and I'm talking about both, not just the male or the female.
Yes.
So, those areas where the life partner gets irritable, where the life partner feels happy, and they need not match. But if you can identify, because we are in a modern world, you can easily observe and find out where the life partner gets irritated and where the life partner is happy. And so you can avoid breaking walls, and you can go around the walls. So that is a better technique. But coming back to astrology, you said you wanted a combination or combinations of planets which suggest a good life partner in life. And there are several combinations for that matter. But I would dwell on one that is which is more prominent. If you take 100 horoscopes where they have had a successful married life, they've been very honest with their pronouncements about the characters of the life partner and say that yes, my wife is this, my husband is this. Then when you study the horoscopes, and you understood one aspect, the most striking feature in real successful married lives. Now you can ask another question: is it just enough that the one partner has this combination? It's true.
Yes.
Because if one partner has such a combination, he gets such a partner.
Okay.
So you don't have to look into that horoscope any longer.
Okay. Either of the.
Of course, if the date and time of birth are perfectly recorded and the horoscope is correctly cast. Now the 7th and 10th lords, I'm talking about the lord of the house from Lagna.
Okay.
The 7th and 10th lords and Shukra are really strong, because Shukra is the natural Kalatra Karaka, and in favorable Navamsha. Then one gets a life partner who is sincere, loyal, loving, and affectionate, and really concerned and loyal, in fact, And if the 7th lord is with Guru or aspected by Guru, even then one has a very good life partner. And if the 7th lord is aspected by Shukra and or by Ravi, because normally you have Shukra, Buddha, and Ravi in one place, usually within 10 degrees. So if either of them, Shukra or Ravi, is aspecting the seventh lord, even then one gets a very good life partner. And if the guru is in seventh, now some astrologers might say that if guru is in seventh, then marriage is not easy. Because why is marriage not easy if guru or Ravi or both are in seventh? Because the person develops certain mental blocks about the life partner. If Ravi is in seventh, the individual doesn't have a good opinion about getting married at all. But he will get married because of other areas. But because if you proceed with such an idea, then expecting the life partner to be loyal is not correct, isn't it? And if guru is in the seventh house, then you have too many stumbling blocks. You have too many people coming in between you and your marriage. Like elders, for instance, they have some idea about you, which may not be true, or they don't want you to take an independent decision. That aspect of guru being in the seventh house delays marriage because of this. Normally, I have seen horoscopes of girls with guru in the seventh house who never wanted to get married. So, but that's not the way. You have to go into other combinations and create a situation, isn't it? But then, if guru is in the seventh house, one gets an understanding and sincere life partner. But all said and done, let me tell you something very interesting. If somebody has Rahu or Saturn in the Lagna, two dreaded planets, he gets a real subservient, loyal, and loving and giving life partner.
Subservient.
The point is, the life partner doesn't even imagine about defying the her husband or the male. This can happen even in a female's horoscope.
Yes.
Even the husband will never think of defying his wife. That's another kind of marriage which is also successful. Whether it's a happy one or unhappy one is for you to decide. So we will see Vrishchikam or Scorpio in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.